So I was about to be fed to the sharks and pay for my wrongdoings. However, I was the victim of extremely unfounded accusations, for the most part. But why was I up there? Was I really this terrible person, accused of terrible things? Well, for that, we have to go back in time a little bit. But first, this story is sponsored by Wendy from Sanctuary Outpost. So, I was doing something really important once again, like saving the world or something. Then, all of a sudden, I felt a deep void inside of me. Like a hole inside of my pirate soul. Not because I was shot recently, no, that's a whole other story on itself. No, you see, I've always had this dream. The same pirate dream that every pirate has or had, which was to gather a large quantity of gold. But what for, you may ask? To spend that gold? To buy things? No, that would be silly. To bury it. Because what's the point of gold if not to be buried? But there was one small, tiny and gooey problem. I, sadly, was still addicted to eating grubs. You see, every tiniest amount of gold I would make, I would immediately spend it on, well, grubs of course. And therefore my pirate gold burying dream has felt more and more distant. And I am getting older. That's for sure. Richer though? Definitely not. Also, someone stole my shoes, and I needed gold for that too. Probably the work of Danny Jones if you asked me. So, I needed to overcome and cure my grub addiction. The last time I tried to do so, well, it was with the help of my friend the shaman, who lives on the side of the Rock of Plunder outpost. The last time, though, it only worked for, I would say, a couple of hours at the most. And with its couple of side effects, I needed to find my own solution to my own problem. And finally become rich. And possibly with shoes on my feet. The first thing I thought to do to remedy my ailment was to replace my addiction with another addiction, and a less costly one, obviously. So I tried to get addicted to fireworks. You know, the thrill of the explosions, the powder, the whole art form. And it's very, short in terms of durations. Since, you know, it's one kaboom, and it's gone. And also it's very costly, more than grubs. Then I tried to get a gambling addiction. I thought I could earn more money than I would spend. But money games, well, they require money. And also I lost more gold than I had at the beginning. So no, not this one either. I tried getting addicted to violence, but unless I would get addicted to bandages and injuries, well, no, it didn't work. Good one. Wait. No. Then I tried to have the varnish shipwrecks use.
Not again.
And besides giving me a huge headache, I saw, things. Like a skeleton monkey walking around the pier. And he would tell me sweet little things. I've always wanted a pet monkey. Whether he was real or not, I took him with me. Also, I didn't give him a name. So if you have suggestions, I'll take them. But after I finish my story. I tried grog, you know, just like my father, who was holding on to his liquor like a barnacle to its rock. By the way, I just remembered he would always say this to me. I still don't know what he meant by that, But the grog flows well here in the Sea of Thieves, and it's cheap. But unless I would have to become completely useless, because I would be drunk all day, making gold in that state would have been impossible. Also, I tried getting addicted to eating sand. And well, do I really have to tell you why it was a bad idea? So there I was, bruised, penniless, a bit drunk, with a huge headache, sand in my mouth, and a new pet monkey. I still didn't know if he was real or not, by the way, and without shoes. But finally, it hit me. I needed a new shaman who would cure me for real this time. The problem was I didn't know where other shamans lived. Well, mine lived on the side of a rock. So maybe the others also lived on other side of other rocks too. At least that's what I thought. So, my galleon, my cat, my pet monkey and I embarked on a quest to seek a new shaman. And what a quest it was. You know, I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are a lot of rocks in this region. Really, a lot of them. And for some reason, these stupid rocks always find a way to put themselves in front of my ship. At this point, they should call this place the Sea of Rocks, not the Sea of Thieves. And after another stupid rock hit my ship, I decided to explore the sea's middle finger. I thought my future healer was there. And yes, there was someone, but to my disappointment, he wasn't a shaman. No, this was Robert, husband of Georgina. And Robert, husband of Georgina, told me he lost his wife and couldn't find her anymore. The last time he saw Georgina, wife of Robert, it was on Thieves' Heaven, because they were also on a quest. But without asking him, Robert began to tell me his whole life story. And as he was telling me some really uninteresting things, I saw something. Something that I do not wish to see. It was the Esperanza, the ship of Pedro Miguel Maria de la Luz Sanchez. Oh no, not you again. Come here. So after whatever that was, I decided to sail to Devil's Ridge and hide from Pedro for a while. There I found mostly, nothing. The sides of the rocks are pretty uninhabited on this island. All I found was myself. I don't know when this one escaped, but good luck to him. Also, there was my good friend, the leader of the great mighty Boar God cult, and they were not doing so great. But for what reason? Well, there was a bit of tension in the air, a bit of rivalry, one could say. You see, a while ago, a new cult formed right there, on the island. The cult of the Sinister Snake. And the problem was that there were 3 people in that cult, whereas ours was more of a 2-man operation. And I think 3 is bigger than 2, though don't quote me on that. So having more members in their cult was really upsetting for our dear cult leader. And he has been trying to get rid of them for some time, but nothing worked, it seemed. Oh, but they didn't know who I was yet. I didn't know who they were. I didn't know what they wanted. I can tell you, I didn't have money, or shoes, but what I had were a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a long career. Skills that would make me a nightmare for people like them. And I said to my dear leader, I will get them, and I will break them. Figuratively speaking, of course. I began with a strong method, so they knew who they were dealing with right from the start. And I did something I really don't like to do to people. I stared at them very menacingly and with very frowny eyebrows every time I would come across them. Surprisingly, they didn't feel too scared about my brutal method. Cold-blooded animals, eh? Well, I had to step up my game. Then I stole their shoes, so they would have to face the wilderness barefoot. Also, I needed a new pair of shoes, so I should have picked better looking ones, to be honest. Surely their soft soles were not prepared for the harsh and razor-sharp ground. Well, somehow they were slithering around the island like it was nothing. After that, I changed the time on their pocket watches, so that noon would be midnight and vice versa. They would go crazy from the lack of sleep, and they would think the island was cursed, and therefore they would just have to leave the island. And no. Somehow they looked fine and unbothered. Then I did one of the most cruel thing I ever done. I'm not proud of this one, but I swapped their green tea with black tea. And I know pirates are picky about their tea. And well, they drank black tea instead. What? I was out of ideas, and they were still there, somehow. So obviously I asked my new pet monkey what I should do. That was easy. Alright, this was done. Well then, my dear cult leader thanked me, and I was ready to go to Thieves Haven to find a potential shaman, or maybe Robert's wife, Georgina. But before I went there, the boar person gave me a letter that was specifically for me. And what was in that letter, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you, don't worry. But first, Thieves Haven. Once there wasn't any shaman. Again. But as I was walking around, I felt a presence. Like someone was watching me, or following me around. I couldn't put my finger on what or who that was. Until...
Hey! 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 Hey!
Oh, I wasn't trying to scare you.
Well, you just did.
Oh, it's just that I've been trying to reach you for your ship extended warranty.
My what now?
Your ship extended warranty.
I don't even know what that is, but
Well, I can give you one for free, but only if you answer my question correctly.
For free? Oh, I like free things.
Great. Are you ready to answer my question?
Come on, hit me with it.
Alright, sir. That's a beautiful ship you've got there.
Yep, that's my ship.
So let's just say, what if I took one of the planks of your ship and replaced it with a new one? Would that still be your ship?
I guess so.
Now, what if I did that again? Would that still be the same ship?
I mean, sure, I just don't know what you
And
are...
what if I did that so many times that all of the planks of your ship would be replaced by new ones? Would that be the same ship? Hurry up! I need an answer.
Well, can I ask a friend?
Of course.
I don't know, and frankly, I don't care.
Well, too bad. No free warranty for you. Here's my address. If you want to come by. Bye-bye, and farewell.
Well, that was something. So, I was still without a new shaman, and after I explored even more islands, I didn't find any. I really didn't know where they were hiding. But I found Georgina. She was on Sharkbait Cove, solving a mystery or something. My brother was there too. Apparently, he was investigating a murder. A horrible story from what he told. Well, I reunited Georgina and Robert and sailed to Plunder Outpost as a last resort to ask my friend the shaman to cure me. He asked me if I wanted to eat some grubs right then. Curiously, I said no. And he said, "See? You're cured." I mean, he was right. I didn't want to eat any grubs. As a matter of fact, I didn't eat any ever since I began my quest. I still don't know how he did it. I'll never doubt his capacity ever again. Well then, now that I was cured, I could finally accumulate some gold and fulfill my pirate dream. Oh, and yes, the letter. So I opened it and it said the following. Lou, it's been a while. I think I found the secret of making a lot of gold, but I would need your help. I can't do it alone. Let's share the profit. There's going to be enough of gold for both of us, and even more. Meet me at Maraudor's Arch. I'll be waiting for you there. Signed by, I don't know, the letter was soaking wet at the bottom. Oh man, the future was looking great. I wasn't addicted anymore, and I was promised riches. The world was my oyster. I just had to grab it and pour some lemon juice on the poor thing. So, full of hope and with prosperity in mind, I sailed to Maraudor's Arch. Now, it was one thing to be promised riches, but it was another thing to, find or get those riches. I mean, I reached the island and then what? There was nobody. I got to look around and rediscover this very, beautiful island, but what was I supposed to do really? After walking around for a while, I saw a nice and fine crate of grubs. And oh my, if I could only, no, I wasn't addicted anymore. Nothing could even make me eat a full crate of grubs. Then, guess what? Few paces ahead, another crate. No. Again, I wasn't addicted anymore. And I don't know if the sea gods were messing with me, but wouldn't you believe it? A third crate. I could just hear the worms squirming around inside. No, and no. The Lou from the past, who used to eat grubs all day, was gone. And then, for some reason that I cannot explain, pitch blackness. I woke up with a severe headache, and I was very confused, but in front of me, a face I had trouble to recognize, yet it seemed it belonged to the old man. You know, the old man. I like the new look, by the way, and he was there to get his revenge. On whom, you may wonder? Well, yours truly. What a surprise it was. My good friend, the old man, angry at me. I really didn't know why, but he refreshed my memory. Maybe there was that one time when I stole his pen by threatening him with a gun. Maybe. Or the time I abandoned him on Old Faithful Isle. Maybe. or when I kicked him out of my galleon in the middle of the sea. Maybe. Or when I used him as bait to lure a megalodon. Maybe. I was glad he survived though. My good friend the old man was a bit overreacting, I would say. But I was about to taste his overreaction. Literally. You see now, he was still mad at me, even though I apologized. And well, he said I had to eat grubs until I exploded or something. That, or he would just send me straight to the ferryman, right there and then. Alright. So I ate not one, not two, not three, or four, or five, not six, but seven. 7 crates of grubs and other worm creatures. Unfortunately for the old man, I was still alive. Not even full yet. So he became a bit more straightforward, or point blank, and said I had to jump in the shark-infested waters, or blah blah blah, the ferryman. Well, this was the end. One way or another. Monkey! Well, that was close enough. So, in conclusion, I once again escaped my inevitable fate, and I was glad I was still alive. Being alive was one thing, but sadly, the old man made me once again addicted to grubs. Oh well. That would be all for today, pirates. And don't forget to never hold grudges against young or old persons. Au revoir. Stupid rocks.